62 years after John F. Kennedy's tragic assassination, the U.S. government has released its final batch of JFK files in 2025. This deep dive documentary breaks down the facts, hidden links, and previously undisclosed surveillance operations, all of which raise new questions and shine fresh light on one of the most controversial moments in American history. In this few-minute special, we explore CIA surveillance secrets and domestic spying programs, Lee Harvey Oswald's real activities before November 22, 1963, the shocking link between a CIA agent and Oswald, FBI's intelligence failures and possible cover-ups, Oswald's mysterious Mexico trip and KGB contact, why the Warren Commission was kept in the dark. Whether you're a history buff, conspiracy analyst, or just curious about what's been kept hidden for decades, this is a story you don't want to miss. Programs like Tlingval, Operation Chaos, and COINTELPRO. What is? Tlingval was a covert CIA operation that intercepted, opened, and read mail sent between the U.S. and foreign countries, 1952 to 1973. COINTELPRO, by the FBI, and Chaos, CIA, monitored civil rights leaders, anti-war groups, and political activists, including those discussing JFK's death. Why it matters? These programs demonstrate the massive scale of domestic surveillance during the Cold War. It proves U.S. intelligence agencies were already violating privacy rights and operating with minimal oversight, which adds context to claims of a JFK cover-up. CIA officer George Jones was not just an analyst. What it is? Previously, the CIA claimed Jones had no connection to Lee Harvey Oswald. The new 2025 files showed Jones was directly involved with anti-Castro Cuban exile groups in 1963. Oswald had several confrontations and contacts with those same groups, like the DRE Directorate of Revolutionary Exiles. Why it matters? This direct link between Oswald and a CIA-connected officer raises red flags. It contradicts earlier denials, suggesting a possible cover-up of CIA knowledge about Oswald's activities before the assassination. Missed opportunities to stop Oswald. What is? Oswald was already on the FBI's radar as a defector who traveled to the Soviet Union. He had visited the Cuban and Soviet embassies in Mexico City, but the FBI didn't inform the Secret Service or others in charge of protecting JFK. Why it matters? Shows a failure to share intelligence, which could have prevented the assassination. Some files suggest the FBI destroyed evidence after the shooting to avoid embarrassment, including memos about Oswald's watch list status. Oswald met with Cuban and Soviet officials weeks before the assassination. What it is? In September 1963, Oswald traveled to Mexico City, where he tried to get a visa to Cuba and the USSR. He met with Valery Kostikov, a known KGB officer linked to Soviet assassinations. Why it matters? This trip was monitored by the CIA station in Mexico, but details were withheld from both the Warren Commission and later investigators. The fact that Oswald tried to flee to communist countries weeks before the assassination adds fuel to both Cold War fears and conspiracy theories. Covert interference in Cuba, Latin America, and elsewhere. What it is? The released documents show the CIA was deeply involved in attempting to influence elections and destabilize regimes, especially in Cuba. Plans included the assassination of Fidel Castro, Operation Mongoose, propaganda campaigns, and support for anti-Castro militant groups. Why it matters? Raises the possibility of retaliation. Could Cuba, the USSR, or sympathetic actors have struck back by targeting JFK? Also shows the CIA's readiness to conceal sensitive actions, giving credibility to accusations of cover-up, even if not directly involved in JFK's death. Evidence withheld from official investigators. What it is? The CIA and FBI failed to provide key information to the Warren Commission in 1964, including the Jones connection, surveillance of Oswald, and more. CIA officials later admitted they should have been more forthcoming. Why it matters? Undermines the integrity of the original investigation. It shows that the full picture was never given to the public, or even a government-appointed investigators. Still no direct evidence of a conspiracy, but deeper shadows. What it is? The 2025 files don't confirm any second shooter, nor any foreign or domestic conspiracy with proven motive and action. But they add layers of secrecy, deception, and agency misbehavior. Why it matters? These findings don't rewrite the assassination, but they rewrite how much the U.S. government knew and concealed. It supports the idea of a conspiracy of silence or institutional cover-up rather than a planned it. So what do these files tell us? They don't show that Oswald had help pulling the trigger, but they show that the people who should have been watching him were either blind, silent, or actively hiding their role. Whether that was intentional or not, that's now up to history and maybe to you. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.